Sunday morning coffee with Keto Simple. My name is Dustin. I'm so glad you're here. This stream will be starting soon, so grab your coffee, get comfortable, and settle in. We're building a strong and supportive community, so say hello in the chat, ask questions, and feel free to use super chats if there's anything that you want to see highlighted. Thank you for being here and being a part of this journey. Let's keep it positive and respectful as we connect and grow together. I can't wait to get started. Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome. So very glad to see all of your beautiful faces here today. This week was a little bit different for me, okay? I had a chance to get out of my normal routine for a little bit, and I headed down to Dickson, Tennessee, to see something that I have been looking forward to for a while. I went down to see The Cholesterol Code, the documentary by Dave Feldman. And more than that, I got to reconnect with people I haven't seen in over a year. Getting to see Chris and Ash again, give them a hug, just be in the same space, just really did a lot for me. And being able to see people that you truly care about in person, even for brief moments, even though it was maybe a half hour, 45 minutes, something like that, you know, between the movie being over, the Q&A, and then standing outside and talking outside of the movie theater in the middle of nowhere, Tennessee, for a little while was good for me, was good for my heart, good for my soul, right? And sometimes you don't know how much you've been in your own little bubble until you step outside of it for a little bit. Just like when I got a chance to go to the meetup in Columbus and see Andy and Evelyn and Cindy and Brian and all the wonderful people that were there. Just that in-person social interaction does so much for us. And I think we get a lot out of this community. We get a lot out of these lives. We get a lot out of the nightly things that go on here on YouTube each week, regardless of who you're watching. Being involved in the community, being online goes so far. It is paramount. But there's just something that really means more when you can grab hold of somebody and give them that big hug and just hold it longer than you should, just enough to make it a little weird. And anybody who's ever hugged me knows that I like to hold it just a little long, just to make it a little bit weird. Because if it's not a little bit weird, does it really mean anything? I'm being serious. You know, if you've ever hugged me, it's a little bit weird, okay? Now, the trip itself, the drive itself was interesting because GPS decided that I needed a scenic tour through Indiana all the way down, which I definitely did not need necessarily, but it was nice as I was under the impression that I was going to be on time. It was part of the experience. I saw what I thought was a nuclear power plant in southern Indiana, because I typically just hop on 65 South and go all the way down and cross over from 65 to 40, take 40 all the way over to Dickson. It's not a complicated drive. But this had me going down roads I've never been down before. Back roads, highways. I don't really even know. It was meandering, small towns. It was actually, it was really nice until I realized that I was probably going to be late. I missed about 30 plus minutes of the documentary, which was pretty silly considering I was driving 6 hours to see it. But I'll get to catch the rest of it later in April when it releases on Amazon. You can purchase it. I will be putting up, if I can, I will be putting up a link so you can purchase that to help Dave fund more experiments and more things. I don't know how much it's going to be cost or whatever, but I think it's very valuable to go ahead and support these types of documentaries. Now, the documentary itself, I won't give any spoilers away. I won't tell you anything. So when you watch it, you kind of understand. I mean, it's obviously about cholesterol, and it's about lean mass hyperresponders, but it's deeper than that. And it's also the kind of documentary that doesn't hit you over the head. Do you guys remember in 2017 the What the Health documentary, where it opens up with people cooking cigarettes in they were cooking cigarettes in a frying pan, saying for every egg you eat, it's like smoking a cigarette? Yeah, that's basically what most documentaries are like these days. They're hitting you over the head with all of these. My mustache is being weird today. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. But they're hitting you over the head because they don't really have a lot to back up what they're saying. So I think it was a great experience, great to see that. There was a Q&A that was fascinating as always, getting a chance to meet Dave Feldman, even if briefly. Dr. Barry and Nisha were both there, even if briefly. And it was hosted by Amanda Decker. So if you're not familiar with her, she's amazing. She runs a whole healthcare service down in Tennessee, and she's branching out to multiple states to help people be able to have a doctor that understands what we're trying to do here. After having an opportunity to hang out with Chris and Ash, I, again, for some reason, ended up meandering through the back roads of Tennessee, middle of nowhere, Tennessee, and ended up going to In-N-Out Burger because they just opened up there last year. And I was super stoked because they're like open till like 1 a.m. And I was able to go inside, which was good because I had to potty real bad. So that was nice. And then after I left there, I went to Buc-ee's near Bowling Green, Kentucky. Just took my time. It was wonderful. Just having a chance. I mean, it was about so I got up at 8 o'clock on Thursday morning. I had to go to the dealership and get a oil change. So I was up at 8 a.m. Got back home 11, something like that, 10:30, 11 o'clock. I took a nap, got up, and headed on my way. So, I mean, it was a full, basically 24-hour experience because I got back on Friday morning about 8 a.m. So, full circle, 24 hours. So, reset. That kind of alone time, that drive, I love. Just me, the car, some podcasts, a little bit of a book. Just driving. Even some silence. Even though the route was meandering, it even took me down one piece of a highway to get off to go back the other way again because it was something holding up things on 65. So I ended up getting on 65 South, way down towards Bowling Green. It just took me so much time to get down there where it shouldn't have. But that was okay. I ended up having a great time. Just kind of needed the reset. But again, being around the community, seeing how many people showed up was pretty amazing. I didn't know what to expect walking. I walked into a dark theater, so there's that. But I mean, it was packed. I mean, it wasn't like, like back when the early Marvel nights where we would go to see movies, or like going to see the Dark Knight or the midnight showing, and it's like pack, people sitting all the way to the front, all the way at the screen like this. No, it wasn't anything like that. But it was hundreds and hundreds of people in a theater excited to learn something about our health. And that's fantastic. How many people showed up, how packed it was, the effort that went into it. Because to run one of those events, I could probably do one of those events but I have to reach out to a movie theater, get the setup, and then have to sell so many tickets. You have to reach a threshold of ticket sales for it to actually work out. So there's that, which is fine with me if I have, but I personally don't know if I have that kind of draw. It reminded me of something important. What we're building here matters. And because it matters, we have to protect it. So there's something else I want to talk about, a little less fun, something that I witnessed yesterday in a live stream. And it goes, about, we have to protect our community in every aspect of it. Not just showing up for each other, but how we treat each other, how we speak to each other, and the responsibility we have to keep this place where people feel safe. Now, I know that gets thrown around a lot these days. I want to feel safe, but I think in these chats, there's hundreds of them a week, most likely, 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, depending on how many you are able to interact with. Hundreds, if not thousands of people in and out. We don't always have a chance to vet everybody. Now, I set my live to only allow people to chat who are subscribed, but that doesn't take long. It's a 5-minute process. You hit subscribe, you wait 5 minutes, and you can talk and chat. But we have to be on the lookout for things that seem off. Now, I'm not going to talk about the person saying these things and or the person they were said about yesterday, but it truly bothered me very much. I was texting behind the scenes with other people. I even reached out to the person that this person was talking about because they were saying things that were disturbing. They were creepy because, again, we telegraph who we are. We're open and honest about meetups we're going to, places we're going to be, where we live. I mean, people may not know exactly where I live, but I live in central Indiana. But I'm not female. A majority of the people in this community are female. And we have to make sure that the people who come into this community, and I'm trying to be vague for a reason, but we have to make sure that we're looking out for each other because comments get said, they may get overlooked. We just have to be mindful to make sure that we're catching things as they happen. Because you all are very important to me. You all are family to me. So with that heavy thing out of the way, let's go ahead and we'll jump over to these comments because I'm sure you're chomping at the bit to talk to me. I don't know why. But anyway, Evil Lynn is here. Good morning, friends. Say hello, be kind, be encouraging. Tell us what brought you here. What are you struggling with? You are not alone. Evelyn, I love you very much. This is perfect for today. Brian Dish is here. Good morning, Mr. Dish. I hope you're doing fantastic. And Mr. Rick says, good morning from Miami, Florida. I don't know if that's how he sang it, but that's how I'm singing it. But we're going to go ahead and...
Let's get dangerous.
Yes. And Evelyn says, good morning to Dustin. That's me. Brian, Rick, all the people. Jeff is here. Good morning, Jeff. I'm so very glad to see you, my friend. How are you? Bring this down just a scotch. There we go. There we go. Just minor adjustments. Minor adjustments. Bex is here. Good morning. All the way from North Carolina now, I think, right? Making sure that I remember the things. Smoothie 420 is here. I love it. We got Mr. Gugahan. Good morning, Mr. Gugahan. How are you, my friend? Angela's here. Good morning, Angela. How are you doing? Fantastic to see you. My good friend, Mr. Sean D. Bradley. Hello, Sean. How are you doing? How is Shell? I hope you both are doing wonderful today. Glad to see you. Mr. Doyle's here. Good morning, Brian. I'm glad to see you as well, my friend. How are you? Everybody's saying hello to everybody. Sharon is here. Good morning, Sharon. How are you doing today? She says, good morning, Dustin and chat. Oh, let's see what's going on here today, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Cindy's here. Good morning, Cindy. I need some coffee. I have to drink this now because I want it real bad. With my Buc-ee's cup. Buc-ee's in the middle of the night at like 2 a.m. is a very weird place if you haven't. I don't know. It'd be weird because, you know, Cindy lives really close to a Buc-ee's. I would be kind of just going on, just walk around at 2 a.m. just to see what's going on. You know what I mean? I would just be like, that sounds like a fun thing to do. Like, it's Friday night, it's Saturday night. I don't know, I just feel like my beard's out of whack today. What are we doing? Coffee. Never gonna give you up. Just take a minute and savor it, right? Enjoy it. I'm falling apart today. My nose is itchy and kind of runny. I don't know what's going on. You ever just have an itchy nose? Not even like congested or anything. Just my nose started itching. It's weird. I'm blaming Cindy. Cindy's doing it. She's doing some spells over there. She's got her cauldron. She's just over there stirring. Jen is here. Hello, my dear. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? Welcome. Glad to see you. Yes. See, Sharon knows I tend to hang on a little bit weirdly too. Yes, is it even a good hug if it's not a little awkward? If you're just hanging on just a little too long. Yeah. If they're the person's like thinking, should I tap out? Should I say something? Evelyn says, there's no such thing as too long, weird hug from a teddy bear. Oh my goodness gracious, you guys are great. I love it. Sean says, agreed, Evelyn, depending on where your hands are. OMG. And Angela says, I'll be glad when Amanda is licensed in Virginia. I'm hoping that one day that she has the ability to be licensed in Indiana and I have the ability to pay for health insurance or whatever. I don't know what it would cost out of pocket to have her in my back pocket or whatever, but it would be nice. And people are talking about we need keto-friendly doctors in Virginia. And Brian says we need keto-friendly doctors everywhere. I think the kind of thing to do is if, you have like a doctor, show them what's going on. Run the labs. But even still, like I had a GP that I saw for a couple of years. GP is general practitioner, for those who may not be aware, for those who's just joining us today. But I would have year over year improvements in my blood work and all that stuff, right? And then she would ask me questions like, well, how much red meat do you eat? And I'm like, I eat red meat every day. She goes, well, maybe you cut back. I'm like, okay, but look at my labs. Are they not better year over year? Yeah. Then why would I eat differently? It's just so ingrained and entrenched, and I feel bad because They're not doing it out of malice. They're not doing it. Most doctors and healthcare professionals are not going on about cholesterol and all these things because they are malicious or they're evil people, or they're concerned and they don't want you to they want you to be better. And they've gone through years and years and years and years of school that taught them that giving you these pills will make you better. So that's what they do. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. But that's what we have. Andy says, hello, watching at 2X to find out what conversation you are in the middle of. See you in a minute. She's over there time traveling. I love it. Time traveling. And Rick says some people don't have, some people have no access to a doctor anyway. That's true. It is a sad state of affairs where we are in one of the richest countries in the world and we don't have adequate access to health care. It's just it's a sad state of affairs, but there are minute clinics. I think even a minute clinic without insurance, I think the most they can charge you is like $150. So, I mean, but that can be the difference between paying your bills and not paying your bills, because we are kind of in that situation now. My good friend Carl's here. Everyone say hello to Carl. Carl says, morning all, sleeping dog on my lap. Dogs are the best when they're sleeping and they're not trying to trip me up in the kitchen. If dogs want to be in the kitchen, they need to have thumbs and can be able to help me unload the dishwasher. But they can't and they don't. So get out of the kitchen. Come in the kitchen when I'm gone and eat up whatever I dropped on the floor. Sean has a nice little paragraph here. We're going to read this together. He says, I was quite shocked that my doctor on Thursday was so accommodating for me. Then I saw what she wrote in my chart. She put on there that I was low carb, whole wheat. Isn't that an oxymoron? Oh, well. Do they even know what low carb, whole wheat means? I would ask about that. I'm like, what does this even mean? What do you meme? It's just like, like low carb, whole wheat. What is wrong with me? Oh, I'll give myself a little applause. Oh, yes. Quack time. Coffee delayed. Oh, I love the coffee. It's so delicious. So, I do need to know, what brought you to North Carolina all the way from South Africa? Was it a job? Was it school? Was it family? What happened? Aaron, good morning, Aaron. How are you doing, Miss Booby Goats? I hope you're doing fantastic. Yeah. Andy is asking Evelyn if she works tomorrow. Because I don't know when Evelyn's spring break is. It might be tomorrow. Ours is again this week. We get 2 weeks for the spring break. And the next break the kids get, I believe, is then there's a Memorial Day or whatever that is, Memorial Day weekend. But I think they're out of school shortly thereafter that. Mr. Biscuit's in the house. Good morning, Mr. Biscuit. If your name is Mr. Biscuit, clap your hands. Yeah, all right. I'm here. Buc-ee's at 2 a.m. is great. I did get myself 2 of those really big brisket sandwiches. That brisket's so tender. So yummy. Angela, you got to make your coffee still? Oh, my goodness. That would be pretty cool, Rick, if they had a Duckies. Rubber duckies, you're the one. You make chasing iguana so much fun. Yes. Yes, indeed. Sean says that you think they're going to have a people at Buc-ee's page like people. Well, the problem with Buc-ee's is people getting out of their cars on long road trips. So you see like people getting out and blankets are flowing out of the minivans and there's like all these like just people like when we usually stopping at Buc-ee's, we've been on the road a while. Even just to get to the Buc-ee's that's near us, it's like 3 hours, 3.5 hour drive to get to Buc-ee's. That's the one on the whatever just before you get to Bowling Green. And then on the way, like if we're going to Alabama, we hit the Bowling Green one. And then we hit one like mid-Alabama. There's one in mid-Alabama. I'm not sure what it's called. Off of 65. And then once we get all the way, we get about an hour from Gulf Shores. There's one right there. You get off of I-10 on the way to Gulf Shores. So that one, by the time you're ragged, you've been on the road for like 16 hours. You're like, You're ready to get to the condo. You're ready to get to the beach. You're ready to get your feet in some sand. Andy says, happy birthday to Evelyn. I hope you have the best day ever. Me too. Happy birthday, Evelyn. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Evelyn. Happy birthday to you. How many more? So many more. Somebody else has a birthday today. Who else's birthday is it today? I know there's another person that had the same birthday as Evelyn. Whose birthday is it? I can't remember. Help me remember. I appreciate if you help me remember. It's like I know there's a birthday, but I don't remember who it is. Oh my goodness. Brenda Foley is here. Good morning, Brenda. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Amy. Welcome, Amy. How are you doing, my dear? Good to see you. Oh, Stacy's birthday. If Stacy shows up, we got to sing her happy birthday. I got to keep an eye out for Stacy. Stacy. But welcome, Amy and Josephine. Hello, Josephine, all the way from Australia. Nancy Tanner is here. She says, good morning, Dustin and everybody. Booby Goat says Scarlet. Scarlet's a band that I love. I never got to see them live. They were on Ferret Records. They put a record out in about 2004, 2005 called It Was Always Meant to Fall Apart. Such a good record. Very heavy, very good, underrated record. I don't know if any of you would actually like it. Maybe Sean might like it. I think I sent it to you one time, Sean. I don't know. Mr. Biscuit might like it. I don't know. My good friend was in that band. He played guitar. They were from Virginia. But then he moved here to be with a girl, and they got married, and that's how I became friends with him. I became friends with him before I really even knew he was in a band called Scarlet. Yes. Who all is here? All the people. Oh. Angela says, my doctor said, you must eat a lot of healthy fats. I said, well, yes, I do. Yes. So I was answering a question I go on Reddit from time to time. And I follow this keto thing, this keto subreddit, and people are asking, my doctor says it's. I'm like, if you go in and just say keto, like most doctors are going to be like, red flag. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're doing keto. You're gonna just explode. Arteries are going to clog. You're going to calcify all your everything, and you're just going to keel over. But I almost can guarantee you, if you walk into your doctor and if they even ask, well, what does your diet look like? And you say, I focus on whole foods, mostly single ingredient, prioritize my protein, get plenty of healthy fats, and I try to, whether you exercise or whatever, I can almost guarantee you they will give you not a second thought. Even if you mention, well, I try to keep my carbs a little bit lower. I'm watching that. I'm not eating processed foods or anything like that. I can almost guarantee you they will think Mediterranean diet. I think it's very important. Again, we've touched on this before. How we present ourselves goes so far. We go to see these doctors and we want them to know that we're doing keto and we're doing all these things. But those buzzwords, they just get so ingrained that they're unhealthy that they can't hear anything after you've said, I do keto. They can't hear a single word after that. It's, Charlie Brown's parents. Womp, 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 womp. Rick said, my last visit was in 1996. Woo, that's crazy. But, you seem to be doing okay. Physically, I can't account for you mentally, Rick. You know what I mean? I don't really know. It's probably touch and go, but, we'll be all right? Risa, good morning, my dear. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So very glad to see you. Let's see. Sharon says, I have a weight management nurse practitioner whose practice is among the listed in the SMHP, but under a larger health system that isn't. Though I only had 40 pounds to drop, I continue going to her, to have her in my corner. Oh, 100%. It's like I had a general practitioner years and years ago, right as we were starting keto, like right before we started keto. We were kind of looking at low carb, and we were starting to, we were just doing the simple switches at first, switching out cauliflower, like mashed cauliflower for mashed potatoes and things like that, because, that's what we were learning about. And he was like, yeah, if you want to lose weight, you got to be in ketosis. You got to cut your carbs way down. And he was talking all this stuff. But I honestly don't know, because he retired very shortly thereafter. About a year or so later, because I went back after losing a bunch of weight, and I was like, yeah, you told me to do this, and he just looked at me like I was an alien. So I don't really know. I don't really know if he knew what he was really saying, Brian has a beef tongue in the slow cooker. Got to use the stuff in the freezer. First time for everything. So now, did you sear it, and did you take the skin off it before you put it in the slow cooker? Because you got to pull that real heavy skin off. And the one thing about beef tongue is it used to be like a throwaway item. It was very, very cheap, like $1 a pound. And now they want steak money for it. That's the crazy part, is there's no cheap pieces of beef anymore, unless you're going with something like the top round or whatever, where it's going to be chewing meat bubblegum for a long time, and they're not with, minimal flavor or whatever that is, that eye of round. Brenda Foley is here. Good morning, Brenda. Did I ever say hello to you? I can't remember. My brain is mushy today. But Christy is here. Welcome, Christy. Good to see you, my dear. And Andy said, this past week I've walked more and gotten back into fitness mindset. I've got my legs back in shape to walk many miles for the Germany trip. I love it. I love that you're putting the effort in, Andy. I want you to be healthy and happy, and I want you to be with us for a long time to come, dear. All of you, each and every one of you. Eva Lynn says, thank you for the birthday wishes. It wouldn't be here without keto. Blessed by all of you. Well, we love you very much. Risa says, I won't be drinking coffee for another half an hour. Okay. I was, On my first electrolyte for the day, did anyone see the Redmond Relight came out with grape Relight? I ordered a tub. Is that did they make it for the adults or is it still for the kids? Because the Relight that I... Now, can you hear me now? Let me know. Is that better now? Waiting for a thumbs up. All right, there we go. Okay. So I was talking about Redmonds and all the things. Is it better, Red Shirt? Everyone's saying better? Okay. All right. Good. Good. Very good. Better than bad. Good. All right. Okay. So we were talking about like basically Dr. Barry and all these people have come out and said it's not a huge deal, but we've got all these other people. And you kind of always have to wonder. They will say, you know, this isn't a sponsored video, but then they're like talking about other salts and electrolytes that they want you to buy from them. And they're talking about Redmonds. Because Redmonds for a long time in this community has been the gold standard of if it's not Redmonds, it's not even real salt. I've never been much really worried about salt at all anyway. I made a video basically defending the iodized sea salt that has dextrose in it because it's such a minuscule amount. Your body's not, it doesn't, to get a couple of grams of dextrose, you have to eat the entire like pound and a half container of salt. And you're not going to do that. And if it's only like 1 or 2 grams of dextrose for the entire container, you're never going to get a couple of shakes that's going to make any difference to you at all. So I think we need to focus on the important things and not panic about the small, minor things that don't really, truly impact us at all. But, getting back to Risa, I don't think, I didn't know, I haven't tried the grape Relight at all. I haven't, they sent me tubs of stuff before and I've still got a bunch of it. I have like stuff that Chandra likes. There's like a lemon lime and there's like a pina colada and that kind of stuff. Do you like pina colada? And he's talking about the Huber Heights opens in April. Can't wait for that opening. I would stay away for like the first couple of weeks. It'll be crazy busy. I saw it driving by on the way back from Columbus, Ohio meetup for a couple of weeks ago. Jen Lucas and I saw it in the distance at the exit. So it's a nice little spot there. The clean restrooms. Amy says, Dustin, I tried to set a viewing up here and it was going to be $1,700 out of pocket. I was like, no. Okay, so they wanted $1,700 as a deposit, or did they want it, or was that like it needed to be $1,700 in ticket sales? Excited to see a Keto Palooza. Now, as far as Keto is much cheaper on that date. So, yeah. Irritating. So, yeah. Hello, can you hear me? I don't think it's working anymore. There we go. All right. I don't know what's going on with this, but we'll get it fixed. Thanks for bringing up this topic. Yes, 100%. 100%, Amy. Angel says Bart K had his birthday live yesterday, our time, which was today's date. Okay. Yeah, I don't really know Bart K. I don't think I've ever watched him live or anything about Bart K. Mr. Red Shirt, hello, my friend. How are you doing, Mr. Red Shirt? I knew you were in the chat because I could see the live chat and where I'm at in the chat. So I know where I'm at and where I'm going. So there's that. Sean said I really liked it. It must have been the Scarlet album that I sent to you. And Brian said, Amy, wouldn't $1,700 be tax deduction because of your business? Might help with taxes. I imagine it would. But it's also like, that's a lot to come out of pocket with, though. I mean, even if you like put it on a credit card or whatever, then you still got to sell enough tickets. Meaning wellness. Christy said, my son's pediatrician said he must be eating his fruits and vegetables when she saw how much he had grown. No, nice try, though, Doc. Let's see. And I just smiled at each other. That's right. Brenda said, I went off all my meds. Cholesterol went to $299 a year later. Let's see. Went to $299 a year later. It was $201. Doc asked, are you still keto? I said, yes, but didn't tell her I was eating a stick of butter a day. She said, keep on what you're doing. Right. Andy says, I threw out my Keurig last night. I'm waiting on Amazon to deliver my new one I ordered. We gave up on coffee machines because they break. They can't. We were using Nespresso machines, and we were doing 5 or 6 Nespresso pods per for Chandra and I, and it just couldn't hold it. It just couldn't handle it. Couldn't do that per day. So really, we just started doing, again, the Nescafe instant espresso, having it delivered from Amazon. We just boil water, put water in a kettle, add our butter, our cream, or the coffee powder and everything we want. We make our coffee, and legitimately, it's better than Nespresso, cheaper in the long run than Nespresso, and it just tastes better than any coffee we can get out. I mean, it's better than any normal coffee I've ever had out. And Amy said, it would, Brian, but I don't have that much in my business account yet. And I've just started my business. I have 5 meetups this year that are all business expensive. Business expenses, you have to be making money to have. Yeah. And Brian said, not yet. Jim and I said to peel after cooking. Okay. Yeah, 100%. Can't facilitate something that expensive yet. Yeah, 100%. But that's like, I mean, it'd be really cool to do that. But that's like trying to get, like there's a place nearby that does, like I was looking to do for meetups, but they want like $1,500 just to start. And that's why we were doing, people always want to know, why are you doing this all the way out of NAMO? Why we were doing our meetups all the way out of NAMO? Because it was $100 for non-AMO residents to rent their building. It was a $100 for the day. Everywhere nearby, it's like 1,500 plus. We can't swing that. And we didn't want to charge people for just the facility. Like, just how much that would cost just to cover the facility would be ridiculous. And we don't want people paying hundreds of dollars to come meet up with us. It doesn't make any sense. And it becomes an obligation and not something fun. So that's one thing that we want to make sure we're continuing to do here. And Amy says, right now my business is severely in the red. As most businesses are for the first few years, unfortunately. That's why starting a business is so very difficult. It takes a little while for it to become profitable. Yeah, my email is in my description. It's just ketosimple@hotmail.com. So I'll be on the lookout for that. Risa says, Dustin, it's like it is for the adults. They also came out with a grapefruit, which I did not buy because I do not like grapefruit. I'm not a grapefruit fan, but Shander loves grapefruit, and it's not good. Evil Lynn says, stop, quit messing with stuff. You lost sound. Well, I've got it all fixed now, so there we go. I got a level indicator here, and if it stops moving, I know my volume went away. Blah, 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 blah. Aaron says she bought some Kona coffee. Smooth. Oh, yeah. Bow, bow. All right. Everybody hears me. Yeah, Joe and Rachel put up a video. Carrie Mann put up a video. So there's at least two that I saw. So, yeah. Christy's keeping her Redmonds. Yeah. I mean, I don't like paying the price of Redmonds. That was never something that I was very like attached to. I have a bunch of like, I have some of like the little paper packets of it. I have a bunch of the little travel things of it. I have that stuff, but I don't use it. I use the cheap Walmart, whatever their brand is, the video. I made video about it. I just talk about it because it's just the just iodized sea salt, the cheap $2 a container iodized sea salt. Now, they're probably laden with microplastics, probably. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know if we can get away from it. Good morning, my friend. How's everything going for you, Aaron? I hope you're doing wonderful, my friend. We are looking at, and I don't know, it hasn't been completely set up yet, and I don't know if Amy's still here in the chat. I know that we were looking at Memorial Day, Memorial Day Monday for a meetup up in Elkhart, Indiana at Smokin' Fatties with Chris and Miriam for those who may be interested. So that would be kind of fun if anybody would be interested in coming to that. We haven't solidified that date yet. I don't even know if they are open on that date. I'd imagine they would be, or if they can even accommodate us that day. But they seem so very accommodating every time we come in there. So this will be, the fourth time we've been there now. So we've been there 3 times with Joe and Rachel, one of which Chris and Miriam were also there. So this time it'll be just Chris and Miriam Joe and Rachel. As far as I'm aware, I highly doubt that they would be there too, unless there's something really going on. So, yeah. And he says, it's still the gold standard. Nothing has changed. Just because some influencer says something in a video, I do my own research, and most of the time I stay with what I'm doing. Yeah, that's kind of how I look at it. Now, I mean, even when it came to like the Element stuff, like Element, that was a huge deal for our community, but for the average Element user, it was nothing. It was nothing. It didn't matter. Like a half a gram of maltodextrin isn't a huge deal to outside of our community, and even inside of our community it was only a major deal because we were told it was 4 milligrams, not half a gram. That's a order of magnitude difference. So that's the thing. I think I like the transparency. I like people making content to let us know what's going on, but 200 parts per billion is not something I'm necessarily too concerned about. I figure you just get blood work done every once in a while and they'll let you know, like, you're getting too much lead or whatever. I don't know. Low carb, whole wheat. Red Shirt likes Malden sea salt for final seasoning. I've seen that. I've never bought it. It would be kind of nice to put a little bit of flake salt on my eggs at the, when I'm done. That'd be really nice. A finishing salt on my eggs. Oh, sounds good. Sharon said everyone must experience Bart K at least once. I don't know, my bandwidth is very shallow these days. So much going on. Angela says my interview will be on Bart K soon. That'll be interesting. And Aaron says that Malden sea salt is perfect with hard-boiled eggs. That sounds awesome, too. I love that. Sharon Holloway is here, my dear. Hello. She says, let's see. On Redmond's is all used, but I'm not buying more. They have like doubled the grit, non-dissolvable bits. Just not buying it. I mean, that would to me is a fair assessment. Like if you don't like how gritty it is, because it can be rather gritty. That's a concern. But being like there's 200 parts per billion of lead or whatever. I don't know. Chris was saying something on their live the other night about when you add water, it completely shifts how much it is or something. I don't know. It doesn't make any, I don't know. It changes how many parts per billion it is or something like that. So I don't know. Maybe if you're adding it to water, it completely shifts it, or adding it to food or whatever. Yeah. Rick says, yes, it was the fruits and veggies that caused me to grow. That was, I'm not. All right. Brian cannot live without his little bun. His bun coffee maker, I'm guessing. Yeah, and Rick, I mean, you're 100% right here. All consumer electronic appliances now are cheap plastic. I mean, and that works fine for like TVs and laptops and stuff, things that, really don't need that kind of heavy use. But like something that is utilizing a lot of heat daily, like an espresso machine, that's a lot of heat and a lot of pressure. These plastic parts that just wear out so fast, and like they're not cheap. They were like $150 a machine, and we went through like 6 of them. So I mean, now I got a tea kettle. If something happens to it, I spend $20 to get another tea kettle. That's all I got to do. And then I mean, really, I just use these cups. I use a teaspoon. Put in 6 teaspoons of the powder, some butter, some heavy cream, whip it all up, and I'm enjoying my coffee. I'm a cheap bastard. And Sharon says, I'm waiting for my Keurig to quit, and I won't replace it with another one due to plastic innards. Yeah. I mean, I'm not scared of plastic. I think no matter what we do, we're inundated with plastic. I don't think there's any way around it right now. Unless they figure a way to filter out all the water, I think whether we get water from the tap, whether we get water from water bottles or whatever, we're inundated with plastic. I don't know what we can do about it. So I mean, there's nothing I can really do about it. I mean, we use these. We drink out of stainless steel all the time here. So we're trying to mitigate that to the best of our ability. We still have a little, like some of these water bottles, but just for, we can grab them and take them with us or whatever. But like, I don't know. I just don't think there's anything. Microplastics is kind of one of those things, like, it's like polluted oceans. It's kind of done. And until years go by, it's going to take time for it to clear up. I don't know if microplastics will ever be done. And Rick says, taxable deductions are meaningless if you have no taxable income. That's how I feel. Like, I don't make enough money for taxes. And Angela bought an electric percolator. This reminds me of like the 50s, the percolators. And Evelyn says, we've got a coffee pot. Make whole batch. We have backup in the garage. That was a carafe and a Keurig. Yeah. I mean, I've even got in case we need it, I've got a French press in the pantry. But again, hot water, pour over the French press. Ta-da! Jazz hands. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And Andy says, I still have loose leaf yerba. I'm going to say, I don't know, is it mate? Yerba mata? I'm going with mata. It sounds better in my head. That I prefer to put in the machine to percolate. I only use it once or twice a day. My last one was a garage sale purchase 4 years ago, so it was due for the trash. Yeah. Kona coffee is pretty good. I like Ethiopian coffee. Have you ever had Tanzanian pea berry? They serve it with Grey Poupon. Sean says, Hotmail? Wow, you had that one a while. No, I created that one when I started this channel. I just use Hotmail. I don't know, like I have Gmail too, but it's good to keep things separate. So like if you start a YouTube channel, you don't want your main YouTube email to be connected to your YouTube channel. That's how people get their channels stolen. So you got to be like, my main email isn't attached to my YouTube channel. So the email that I use for my YouTube channel, the direct email that I get stuff about YouTube isn't anything to do with anything about this channel. So that's just to keep things a little more separated. You got to keep them separated. Evelyn says the chocolate caramel and chocolate PB salty are amazing, hot with a splash of cream. Sounds delicious. Jen is here. Hello, Jen. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Jen the crafter. She's crafty. Keto Chow stopped using Redmond's a few years ago. I mean, it was just a little bit gritty for what they were doing. I mean, it's fine. Red shirt, Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee tastes as good as its aroma. Coffee's just my favorite. Oh, Evelyn says, talking about cream, that was a great response to the person who commented on your Costco heavy whipping cream video. Yeah, so that was, it was, somebody was like, how do you drink all that heavy cream before it goes bad? I was like, well, follow the channel, come find out. Which I'm actually kind of surprised. I put that video out last night about 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock? I released it 6 o'clock p.m. And I'm actually kind of surprised. Let's see, where are we at right now? It's at 13,000 views right now. So it's got 13,000 views, which is pretty impressive for a short. A lot of my shorts, like most of my shorts peter out about 1,500, except for the one that's got like 1.7 million views. But I am going to be talking about, so I started reaching out to companies. Now, if you guys want, I posted a thing on my YouTube, my community tab about doing a giveaway. If you want to go over to that community tab and look, let me go to my content real quick so I can look at this here. Let's see. I thought I did. Did I not post it? Maybe it was, I don't know. I'll post it today. I'm going to be doing a 10,000 subscriber giveaway on the channel, and it's going to be a lot of stuff. I'm reaching out to companies. Hopefully I would like them to send me vouchers for stuff. So that way I can send off the box with the stuff that we have and then vouchers for you guys to have them ship stuff to you. But, I mean, otherwise it might be more than one box. I want to do one main winner, right? I do one winner because it gets a little complicated if we do it otherwise. I'm going to do one winner for all the stuff. It's going to be a lot of stuff. It's going to be the waffle maker that I didn't give away for 6,000. I never ended up doing a 6,000 subscriber giveaway. There's going to be obviously keto chow and salty included. Let's see, keto chow, salty. There's going to be the waffle maker. I'm going to put in a bag of beef gelatin and probably, hopefully, I reached out to Chosen Foods. We'll see if they respond to me. If they don't, I will give one of my jars of Chosen Foods avocado mayonnaise. So you have to supply your own eggs to make my waffles, if that's something that you haven't tried yet. You'll have a waffle maker. You will have all the things to make those. It'll be keto chow, salty. I've reached out to Pork and Good Pork Rinds. I've reached out to, again, Chosen Foods. I've reached out to what used to be Scrummy Sweets. I can't think of Sushi. I can't even. Her name is very difficult to pronounce. It's the same as Sushi and the Banshees. Yeah, so I've reached out to them to see if they want to provide anything. I don't know what other companies you may think. I have a bunch of keto bricks to throw in there. It'll be a lot of stuff. It's going to be great because one of those things, like I've always wanted to hit 10,000 subscribers. I didn't think I was going to do it. Especially, I wanted to do it in 2024, and then I wanted to do it in 2025. I didn't think it was going to be that fast coming up in 2026. But here we are currently right now. We are at 9,641 subscribers. So we're coming up on just like 350 subscribers to go, roughly. So 350 subscribers to go to hit 10,000 subscribers. And with everything going on right now, that's pretty darn impressive for how fast it's all going. So I want to thank you all for that so very much, because without all of you, all your support, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. But yeah. Andy says, we'll still be in Germany at that point, so we'll not be at the Elkhart for that meetup. No worries, dear. Germany is a better, cooler thing anyway, right? The Autobahn's cooler than Elkhart. Amy bought beef tongue too. I had beef tongue stew years ago. I haven't had it, and I don't even know. I mean, I don't know. It would be good. I like it. We had smash burgers the other night. I bought a giant container of burger from Costco. We made tons and tons of smash burgers. I ate smash burgers for 2 days, and I want to make me a big bunch of eggs today, I think. I want some eggs and some sardines. Sounds delicious. Beef tongue is so delicious. And Rick says, no wonder I have a lot of old stuff and commercial machinery. Well, most people just don't care to fix it. Sharon's on her way to breakfast. It's going to be a garden day. Well, thank you so much, Sharon, for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day. All the gardening. And Amy's got to run to church. Sean says, well, nowadays we can fix cheap plastic by 3D printing another one. Yeah, I would love to get into 3D printing. I don't think I have the space or the time or any of that stuff, you know? Aaron says, I have short ribs taking a nap in my sous vide. I have a sous vide downstairs too in the garage. I just, again, don't have a lot of room for it because the big bath is so big. Yeah. Angel says, my percolator is stainless steel. I love that. I love that so much. Evelyn says, our travel coffee maker is a pour over, but we also have a French press and a cold brew. I was making cold brew. Oh, cold brew gets me in trouble. So what I was doing for cold brew is I was going and getting like the big bag of Costco, like Colombian coffee or whatever it is, the big bag of their pre-ground coffee. And I was taking that, and I was taking about half a bag of the Starbucks mocha. So I was mixing that in with the regular coffee, and I was letting it steep for like a week. And I was basically letting it steep, and I had a cold brew bag, making 2.5 gallons at a time, drinking this much with heavy cream, and it would be like chocolate milk. It was so good. Oh man, I was having too much caffeine. Ah. Carl's asking, has anybody tried Kopi Lowat coffee? I just drink, I'm simple. I'm a simple man. Just Nescafe instant espresso. That's my thing. That's my jam. Reese is on her third Nespresso Virtuo. We go through 3 to 5 pods a day. My recommendation, and I have no affiliation with anything, but I would say if that goes, stop, because I love Nespresso. They were fantastic. We ordered the pods, and they would come. We would get them delivered, and they just break. And then when they break, it's just ridiculous. And so, like I said, we just switched. Just boil water in a kettle, pour it over the instant espresso, and it's some of the best coffee ever. And everyone said, no shit coffee for me, Carl. And Sean says, 10 years ago, one of the plasticky connectors for my heater houses cracked and sprayed antifreeze everywhere. I went to Lowe's, bought a coppery fitting and some of those clamps, hose clamps, still working. That's right. Waffles. Maybe I'll give a jar of the Nescafe instant espresso in the box too. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. JJ is in the house. JJ in house. What's up, buddy? Good morning, y'all. I love me some cold brew. Gets me in trouble because I can drink it all day. Like cold brew, I would probably help me get over my soda thing, like just having Coke Zero and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, but I would probably have a stroke or something because there'd be so much caffeine. I just keel over. Angela was supposed to ride to church with friends, too cold, going to drive. Oh my goodness. Well, be careful. Cold brew is the best, but it takes so much coffee. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess it does. But for 2.5 gallons, I don't know. Carl says, I'm thinking about feeding my dogs coffee cherries and harvesting their... No, come on, Carl. Come on, Carl. No. JJ says, speaking of waffles, let's change the subject real fast. I was making some waffles yesterday and dug out some red raspberry keto chow from the keto cabinet. OMG, they were amazing. Woo! And Aaron said, I finally tried the instant Nespresso or the coffee good stuff. Might start using it after I'm out of. Brian says, never been able to do cold coffee thing. I don't know. Like, to me, it's just, I love hot coffee. Nothing's better than hot coffee, but iced coffee, like cold brew coffee, there's just something different about it. I like it. It's not the same. Like, I'd still have to start the day with a hot coffee. That's how I feel. Bacon Runners in the house. Hello. How are you, dear? Welcome. Glad to see you. We're caught up on the comments. Let me go back here and look and see what I've got to talk about today. Talked about my trip to Tennessee. Let's go ahead and we'll talk a little bit about Keto Palooza. We'll see if there's been any updates to Keto Palooza. Let me go ahead and bring this up here real quick. We'll go ahead and share my screen. I don't know what's going on with my... I don't know why my screen's doing what it's doing, but it's fine. It's right. It's okay. All right. So let's take a look at the speakers. We know that Keto Palooza is presented by Keto Chow. 8th to the 10th. Let's take a look at the speakers. We got Ken and Nisha Berry. We got Maria Emmerich. We have Kim Howerton, Courtney Luna, Robert Sykes, Jonathan Shane, The Keto Road, and Autumn Weathers. It looks like that's the full itinerary. That's a pretty stacked lineup, if I do say so myself. Pretty stacked lineup. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments what you think. Yeah, just let me know what you think. Woo. Peanut butter powder like a Snickers bar and a drink. OMG, now a favorite. Sounds delicious. Angela hopes to get one of her bikes out this week to ride to work. It's supposed to be a warm-up. Yeah, it was warm, and then it was cold. Like, it was like 90 degrees in Tennessee, and I get back, and it's like 32 degrees. But it was supposed to be, it was like in the 80, it was like 80 degrees here, then it was 32 degrees again. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Today I'm going to mix red raspberry with chocolate. We'll see how that goes. Oh, my goodness. Chocolate raspberry. Sounds delicious. Sean's asking, do you think Autumn and Richard will start going live again right before KPL? I don't think so, because they weren't doing that. They weren't going live right before, towards Keto Palooza 24. They had stopped doing their lives then, too. They gave it up. So I honestly don't know what's going on with that. Andy sent me a picture. Let me see. Sent me a picture to remember us by. Super duper doop doop doo. I've got a bunch of stuff going on here. Hold on a second. What's going on here? Just send me a picture of the empty space. The empty space in a cabinet right there where the coffee machine should go. I love it. That's pretty cool. Brian, that's how Shander is. Shander will she'll go to get to some meetups if she can. The problem is most meetups are on the weekends and she works every weekend. But ones that are on Mondays and stuff, she's willing to go to them. She'll go with me. But she won't. That didn't come to fruition. Evelyn says I made a birthday cake fudge and chocolate fudge to share with the kids at school. I don't think Shander would be that way. So Brian says that his wife thinks he's nuts for the way that you eat. So, but how does she feel about the way that you feel and all the things that's going on with you? I mean, because those are one of those things like that would just be how you know what I mean? Like that's obviously something you can't really work around. I don't know. Andy says, it's really funny considering I never drank coffee until 4 years ago. What? I drank coffee as a teenager, but not really. It wasn't really till 2010 when I quit smoking that I truly picked up drinking coffee. Really, I traded one habit for another. I think I chose the healthier of the two, but, you know. And he says, 51 years and a raw digger my mornings, and now I need the keto brains and the caffeine. Yeah. It's not, the whole problem is everything is software based now. So my camera software, I have the hardware for the microphone, but I can go in and I have a couple different mic options. So I have like this mic, which goes into my Rodecaster. Then I have my webcam also has a wireless mic that I can utilize as well. It's got a little lab that I can tuck up under my shirt. I can use that. It just doesn't sound as good as this. This is a professional setup, and I'm not a professional by any stretch of the imaginations. I just do this twice a week, and it's my real sole source of income. So, I don't know. Do you consider that a professional? But but Ted. I don't know. People just get weirded out by that stuff. Smooth says, I was never able to enjoy black coffee till this year. I drank black coffee for years. I drank black coffee up to before I started keto. Until I started keto, I was drinking black coffee every day, just black, just regular coffee maker coffee. In my office at the insurance company where I worked. We had a coffee maker over on the corner, and we would just make it and brew it. And I would drink 2 pots a day, just black coffee. And it wasn't until I started keto that I started making, putting, not cream, but I was putting in butter and coconut oil into my coffee every day. So that was like a creamier consistency. Now I don't use the coconut oil anymore because, one, it's expensive. I probably should, but it's expensive. And mean, it was like $17 a gallon. Now it's like $50 a gallon. So I mean, that's a huge price increase, but not heavy cream. So, you know. And Risa says, I started drinking coffee when I was in my 30s. Couldn't stand the smell as a teen. Coffee has always smelled good to me. Even as a kid, like the smell of coffee was fantastic. I loved it. I loved the smell. I love the smell of coffee. It always smelled great to me, right? It always smelled great to me. But yeah, now I don't know. I don't want to live without coffee. How do I live if living is without you? I'm not going to do it. JJ came out of the womb with a cigarette and some coffee. It's like I started drinking coffee when I was 5 years old. I remember being a kid and my grandmother giving me a sip of her coffee that was like coffee with some sugar, cream with sugar. I was like, ooh, but I mean, we were at like a Waffle House. So I don't know if that really does anything. Holly Springer is in the house. Good morning, Holly. How are you? I hope you're having a great day. And SD Bradley says, Shell got me hooked on coffee 3 years ago. I gave up all my previous addictions, and she couldn't stand the fact that I wasn't addicted to anything, so she got me hooked. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Bacon Runner Donna says, I still don't drink coffee. I'm 68, just never started. Probably a good time to not start. I mean, I enjoy coffee. I couldn't imagine living the rest of my days without it. But that's just me. Terry Girl's in the house. Good morning, Terry. How are you, dear? Welcome. Glad you were able to wake up and join us today. And Evelyn says, I couldn't drink coffee without pain until I healed from keto. Chronic kidney issues made it impossible. Oof. Yeah, you've told me about all those. That's rough. There's Sonny. Good morning, Sonny. So very glad to see you, my dear. How are you? Glad you could make it. Glad you could join us. I hope you having a wonderful day. Oh, let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to look at some information here. Yeah. We're coming to the end of the chat and everybody today. How is everybody? How's everybody doing? We're about 90 minutes into this live stream today. I figure we could talk a little bit about some salty. Again, they've got the Granny Apple is out. If you haven't had a chance to try it, it's very delicious. If you want to help out the channel, go ahead over to ketosimple.shop and order some for yourself. Again, you get 10% discount by using my link. There's all the other things to do down there, all the ways to help support the channel, help get me out to meetups, help get me in the car and get me to places, because all that stuff costs money. Now the gas prices are $4.19 a gallon here, which is crazy. Evelyn, I'd be better if I knew you had your KPL ticket. Me too. I'd feel better too. I would feel better too. But I think that's where I will leave you all today. Sean has said a sad, depressing thing. He drank his last grape salty last week. They will be making more. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm gonna keep that positive thought into the air. We're gonna that's what we're gonna go with. We're gonna say they're gonna continue to drink, or they're gonna make more whenever they can get more. And Evelyn is correct. Granny Apple is delicious. So with that, I want to say thank you all so very much for joining me today. It's been my pleasure to talk with you all today, to share my last week with you, to talk about my trip where I was going and driving all over the place. And, it's, and just talk about us, what it's about, finding others who understand what we're going through and being able to share this space, whether it's online or in person. And sometimes stepping away from a routine, which was very important for me this week, getting out on the road, driving by myself for 12, 13 hours by myself, giving myself time to think and just reset. Resetting road trips reset me, and I love them very, very much. And I'm excited to be a part of building something meaningful. This community will always be a place where we can come and learn and ask questions, feel supported. That's what I want. I don't want it to be a place for just carnivores or just keto or anything like that. Because I see that so often in so many other communities where we're carnivores or we're this or we're that, and there's no place for that here. We are together here trying to make a difference. And that matters to me. And I will always take that seriously. So if you are here showing up with respect, curiosity, and a willingness to grow, you're exactly where you need to be. And for that, I thank you. And for that, I love you very much. And I'm excited that you were spending your time with me. And trust me, it's not lost on me that Sunday mornings you guys get up to hang out with me. Even this morning, I was thinking about this. I hopped and took a quick shower. It's 40 people watching right now across multiple platforms. Come here to hang out and listen to what I have to say, to talk with each other. And even when I'm ending the show, you are never too late, Jen the Crafter. You are not too late, even if I'm about ready to end the show. But make sure you hit the like button. Aaron said that Chris confirmed Grape Salty has been reordered. That's perfect. I love it. Lots of grape. I ordered 3 bags and got a free bag because of, being an affiliate with them. But so I had 4 bags. I still have bags. I have my grape. Most of this bag. This bag is mostly full. See? It'll be back. It will return. But I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And Brian, I do apologize if you're seeing issues with the technical difficulties. I'm not sure what's going on. It doesn't show it to me on my screen, but I've got a screen over here that does show me, and it's like it is doing it. I don't know what I can do. I did restart my computer before I started. So that's, yeah. But anyway, with that, I love each and every one of you. Thank you for spending your time with me. It truly means the world to me. It really, really does. And with that, let's go ahead and get these credits rolling, and I will see you later this week on Tuesday, everybody. Ta-ta for now.